That was a bit sad, wasn't it?
How do you mean, Friar Tuck? We'll see our friends skate off soon enough. They've just gone home to visit their families for a spell. Now that we're no longer hunted criminals.
I don't trust these politicians and their sudden reversals. Oh, I have no doubt that the Queen's decree was born out of sincere affection for our Marion.
Right. She wanted to see Marion, but she can't, because Marion's an outlaw. So what does that great lady do? She right away tells her sniveling son, the prince, that Marion is no longer an outlaw. And none of the rest of us are either. That way we can all go into town and meet the Queen.
For the day.
Aye, for the day, but I intend on making the best of our trip to Nottingham, and you should too. Why, the Queen has us under her protection, and what's more, she's declared our Robin a national hero. And that's doing things up right, I'd say.
I agree, but a temporary pardon can just as easily be taken away. And besides, I doubt the sheriff and the prince will be idle. They're not but poisoning the good Queen's mind all day to our Robin. We'll be lucky if we make it home in one piece.
More gloom and doom, Friar Tuck.
Nothing of the kind, Meg. Just a little necessary caution to balance out some people's headstrong impulses.
Tuck here thinks that the sheriff and his men will try something once we're all in Nottingham. But I say that Queen Eleanor's too smart for that. She knows her son all right, and she'll know how to best handle anything that he might have planned.
You're putting a lot of faith in a woman you never met, Will.
I am, but everyone knows she's the smartest, greatest, most generous noblewoman in all of England. Why, you met her yourself, Tuck. Tell us, what is she like?
Oh, what is she like anyway?
Oh, I have no time for stories. We have to be ready to leave as soon as Robin and Marion arrive. Now, there was this one time.
Yes?
Perhaps we have time for a short story at that, all right? It was the night of a party for Baron Fitzwalter, Marion's father.
Aye, him! You never met him, dead poor man.
Naturally, Queen Eleanor was invited by way of her being a long-time friend of the family. In fact, Marion for a time was the...
Lady in waiting! To the Queen, who educated her herself.
You want to tell this, Will? Then don't interrupt. Now, as it happened, that night was a terrible storm. Rain and wind and thunder, as you could scarcely believe. Naturally, we knew few people would want to venture out in such a deluge. So, the party was postponed for the following evening, and we prepared for bed. But, late that night came a knock at the castle door, and the servants answered. A bedraggled figure lurched into the hall. Naturally, Baron Fitzwalter had given orders that anyone who arrived was to be treated with utmost hospitality. But, when the figure was cleaned up, it proved to be none other than Queen Eleanor herself.
Really?
Aye, it was her. It seemed as it happened. Her carriage had gotten stuck in the mud a mile from the castle, and not wishing to disappoint the Baron, she had slipped off her shoes and slogged the west way there. What's more, she stayed the entire rest of the night through the party the next night, and gambled and danced and caroused so she had tired out all but the heartiest men. Now that's the Queen Eleanor I remember.
What is this, story time, Friar? I thought we left the storytelling up to Eleanor Dale.
Well, she's not here, Little John. Oh. And besides, she went into town to take advantage of the festival trade.
Ah, well, seeing as how she is practicing her trade, we might as well practice ours.
Oh, dear.
No. I think it's time for a training session. What do you think, ladies?
Oh, do we have to?
I don't want to. I just got all scrubbed and cleaned up. And Meg, well, that's about as clean as Meg ever looks.
Hey!
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't recall calling for a vote. Do you, Friar? No. Now, it's my job to make sure you two lot stay in fighting trim, and that's what I plan to do.
But today, the one day we don't have to be on our guard, our one day off.
Besides, nothing's gonna happen today.
Yeah, Queen Eleanor has us under her protection.
Aye, and what the Queen promises, and what the Sheriff, the Prince, and that gang of cutthroats up at Nottingham Castle promises are two different things entirely.
That's just what I was saying.
Aye, see? Listen to the Friar.
All right, I'll train with you, Little John.
Ah, see?
Well, what made you give in so easily?
Listen, I've been around these two longer than you have. And any time you get both Tuck and Little John to agree on anything, it must be important.
You're right. You're right.
All right, Little John, what's it to be today?
Well, I think we're going to have an unusual training session for unusual circumstances.
Right.
You see, we need need to make sure that we're on our guard. 4. I think for this one, well, seeing as how you're all gussied up, we're going to make you Robin Hood. Can you do that?
Yeah, that's easy. I do that behind his back all the time. What ho, my good sheriff?
Not like that. No. You have to be Robin Hood, standing there in the crowd, listening to Eleanor, and just hanging on every dulcimer word that she says. Can you do that?
Yeah, all right. Okay. How's this?
It'll do. So, Meg,
Like,
your job is to make sure that Robin Hood stays safe. 4, after all, it doesn't really matter what happens to us as long as Robin Hood stays protected.
Indeed. Robin is the hope of the poor and downtrodden of this country. What happens to us doesn't matter, but we must protect him at all costs, even our own lives.
So, let's say that I'm an assassin. It could happen,
right. Of course.
and I'm hired by Prince John to sneak into the crowd while Robin Hood is listening to the dulcimer words of the Queen and kill him before anyone can do anything about it. Now, I'm going to show you a few things that you can do to stop me and protect Robin Hood at the same time.
While keeping yourself safe, hopefully.
Right.
Yes, back up, right. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Okay, so I'm going to come at you this way, and I'm going to come at you that way, and then wait, no, you're not supposed to do it. Oh, boom!
Well done, Meg.
Yes,
Well done.
yes, you won. That was very, very well done. But you know, being a smart assassin as I want myself to be, I would not exactly come at the protection of Robin Hood from the front, so you should get on the other side because I'd be approaching from Robin's rear.
This side.
All right,
I should be over here.
all right.
All right.
Robin,
You forgot Robin has a sword.
I forgot Robin had a sword. You know, it is possible that I could be sneaky enough to get around you. So you should be over on this side, Robin should be over here, and I'm in the middle right here. Next one, well, there's no way this could possibly go wrong.
Ah, well done.
Sorry.
It worked. It really worked. Oh, well, actually, I mean, no, that's terrible.
I'm sorry.
Really, you should work hard at protecting Robin. I mean, he could have died right there.
Yeah.
I'll do it better this time.
You'll do it better this time? Are you sure?
I'm ready.
You promise?
I promise.
Yeah. Oof.
Hey, well done, Meg.
Much better, Meg.
See, I won again.
You know what? You're doing so well, I think you should go sit out there.
Fine.
Out there.
Hi, out there.
I'm all the way back here.
Well, it could be that you
look,
went
I'm
on
right
a potty
here.
break, and she'd be too far away to be able to protect Robin, and so what
Ready.
is going to happen at this point?
Robin, look out!
Yeah!
Thank you.
No one have any weapons at all except for me. It's only fair!
Do I get to come back?
Yes, you can come back up, but just give your weapons to Friar Tuck over here. This is getting ridiculous. Everyone ready? Ah!
Little John.
That's just fun. Yeah! Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, no! No, you can't tickle me! Oh, my goodness! Oh,
Here we go.
Had enough, assassin!
Oh, Meg, you've saved my life. How could I ever repay you?
By refraining from flattening my first lieutenant into the ground, thank you.
Here, here!
Oh, Robin, we were just teaching little John here a few lessons in the art of self-defense.
So I noticed.
Marion, how lovely you look in your old court dress. I didn't think that was still around.
Yes, Tuck, and mended as best I could. Silly to keep it, I suppose. What good would it do me living here in Sherwood? But Robin thought that it would be less shocking if Queen Eleanor saw me as she remembers me.
After all, there have been many changes since they last saw each other. She might not know Marion is married, and I saw no good reason to find yourself on the rough edge of her tongue. She won't be shy about giving her opinion, you know.
That's what I hear.
Do not listen to them, dearest. I know her, and Queen Eleanor has an uncanny sense for people. She knows what they're about the moment she meets them. And meeting you, I'm sure she'll love you as I do.
Oh, how sweet.
If you two are finished, I want to go to town. Ow! Tuck, what was that for?
Another romantic moment spoiled by yours truly.
What's the matter, little Wilhelmina? What, you jealous? You want a romance of your own?
Who knows? Maybe I'll find one in Nottingham today.
Oh, aye, because the sheriff had no luck with Marion over here, so maybe he'd be trying his luck with you, huh?
Or he'll give you to one of his guards.
Oh, aye, a romance for the ages, you and the big old feed'em.
Oh, you big
I love you so much.
Stop fighting! Stop it! We've got a date at Nottingham Castle, and I wouldn't want to keep our host, Prince John, waiting.
You're sure about this, Robin? You've thought this all through?
Oh, we were up half the night discussing it, Tuck. Whatever happens, at least we'll go through it together.
Besides, old friend, you're with me. What could possibly happen?
Oh, no.
Famous last words.
All right, Robin, you know best, I'm sure.
Since when? Ow! Tuck! Robin, I want a new travel buddy. Why can't I go with Meg?
I want each of you with someone older and wiser to keep you out of trouble. So Friar Tuck is your partner. Unless you'd rather go with Little John.
I take my hand, little girl.
Ew, I'll go with Tuck.
That's Friar Tuck to you. And remember, no stealing today with him. We want our best behavior from the Queen.
Great. This is going to be some fun day.
Of course it will. Come along, my little band of criminals.
Hey.
Robin!
Sorry. I meant to say freedom fighters. Onward to Nottingham!
To Nottingham! Ha-ha!
I feel like I slept on a pine cone last night. My hip's all out of whack.
I'm sorry, Daisy, my sweet angel. Have a seat, relax. We found ourselves a nice camp right here in the middle of Sherwood.
Oh, who cares, Bert? I'm heartily sick of camps and camping. I want nothing more than a bit of straw and a roof made out of wood above my head tonight.
What? The trees ain't enough wood for you, Daisy? I'll see how it is. You need 'em all nailed together, civilized like.
Bert, don't tease me so. You know this primitive living ain't for me. How much longer before we get to Nottingham?
Just a few more hours walking. And then we'll get to Nottingham, we'll find ourselves a nice inn, we'll rest up for the night.
All right.
Aye, Daisy, let's just cheer up. Look at me. I am the famous outlaw, Robin Hood of Sherwood. Ha! What ho, Sheriff? Ha-ha.
Oh, you sweet fool. Come down here and talk to me. You know what I was thinking?
Aye.
Once we get into Nottingham tomorrow, perhaps I could cook up a little business, aye?
Aye, I've heard there's trouble brewing in Nottingham lately.
Oh?
Outlaws, violence, murder.
Oh, sounds like the perfect place for us. I like that, Bert, I really do. So much better than working off the land and depending upon the kindness of strangers.
If you could call it that. Well, Daisy,
Aye.
my gentlewoman, let us hasten to Nottingham then, with all possible dispatch. One thing's for sure, I ain't never seen the likes of us before.